had she to offer? She'd rested on her laurels so long. Even her sculptor's fingernails felt unnaturally clean. She missed the soft clay which used to nestle there, constant reminder that a new creation was just a touch away. The bird suddenly appeared, crossing the stillness of the midsummer sky. An ibis. She wondered if it was lost, for such a bird was a rare and glamorous visitor to those parts. Although a storm was approaching, dimples of the setting sun still managed to caress strands of the bird's plumage as it glided past. She reached up and with pointed finger traced its outline, then smiled and hurried on. When she reached the concert hall, the only remaining seat was, amazingly, in the front row, in the place of honor, just left of the pianoforte. Perhaps a critic was singing. As she hastily walked down the aisle, she mused at how the grand piano looked like a magnificent bird, with a single delicate wing spreading upwards, stretched open towards the expectant audience. No sooner was she seated than a door opened and Bobby entered the hall. At once, she could sense the energy emanating from him and was tempted to reach out, to touch his fingers. A pianist's fingers and a sculptor's fingers making contact. She liked the idea. It reminded her of the Sistine Chapel. Meanwhile, in the distance, the gathering storm ruffled the feathers of the arboreal council. Bobby, we are thrilled to have you back, and thank you for fitting us into your very busy international schedule. And as many of you know, Bobby was only 11 years old when he came to this country, and yet within 4 years he had won no less than 8 major awards and an impressive choice of scholarships. As the recital began, the sculptor found herself enthralled, not only by the music, but also by the pianist's right ear. The lobe was wonderfully full and curvaceous, whereas the upper rim protruded forward slightly, so that the overall effect was that of a treble clef, craning to detect potential flaws which might emanate from the keyboard. Her mind wandered to the pianist's childhood. What must it have felt like to be so precocious? Bobby was only 8 when he won his first talent show. She wasn't to know, but the musician's attitude to concerts had been tainted. During the standing ovation, the little boy had clutched his prize cup, merrily waving it over his head, sure that his heart would burst with pride and happiness. No sooner was he off the podium than Madame G hissed in his ear. "Pride won't get you anywhere except trouble, my boy. One doesn't play for enjoyment. One plays for perfection." Madame G's words stung so much that Bobby decided from then on to protect himself from further disappointment by concealing his emotion. He retreated into a separate fantasy world, within whose sole confines he allowed himself to be happy. He began to imagine